Good morning, my dear students. Today we're going to have another virtual class for G6114. This is Math in the Modern World. Today we're going to discuss your Week 12 module, which is all about logic statements and quantifiers. So these are now our objectives. At the end of this module, you are expected to 1. Distinguish between simple and compound statements. 2. Write compound statements in symbolic form and vice versa. 3. Use quantifiers appropriately. So what is a logic statement? A logic statement, it refers to a statement that is either true or false, but not both true and false sentence, which is declarative. So next we have here a simple statement. It is a statement that reveals a single idea. When you say compounded statement, it is a statement that reveals two or more ideas. So we have now the truth value and truth table. Truth value of a simple statement is either true, not as T, or false. Truth value of compound statement, it is dependent upon the truth value of its simple statement and its connectives. Truth table is dependent upon the truth value of a compound statement for all possible truth value of its simple statements. So these are your logical connectives and symbols. A logical operator or connective on mathematical statements is a word or combination of words that combines one or more mathematical statements to make a new mathematical statement. So we have your statement, not P. So the connective there is, or the logical operator is not. Symbolic form, ito yung symbol po niya, and then P. So type of statement, we have negation. So when say, we're going to have a negation, the only thing what you're going to do is you're going to add a word not for that statement para ma-negate po siya. Next, we have your P and Q. We have your D and statement. The connective is N, symbolic form P, may hat, and then Q. What we call that is conjunction. Next, you have your P or Q. We have now your OR statement. So, yung connective po nila is OR. Symbol, we have P, tapos may P po dito sa gitna, and then we have your Q. P or Q, we call this one disjunction. Next, you have your D, F, and then statement. Pag if and then statement, both your hypothesis and conclusion must be true. The same with your D and statement. For OR statement, at least one of them is true, the other is false. If we have the F and then statement, F, P, then Q, our connective is F, then. Then meron kayong symbol po dito, P, then towards Q, no? May arrow to the right and then Q. So the F and then the statement is what we call the conditional statement. Next, you have your P, if and only if Q. So yung connective po nila is F and only if. So P, tapos yung directions po nila, either to the left or to the right. Kaya tinawag nilang biconditional. Either to the left or to the right. So we have now your statement. Statement P, okay? So we have your the simple statement. Pag kinumbine po nitong dalawa, then we're going to have a compound statement. For statement P, it says that it is raining. Statement Q, statement, sabi niya dito, Daisy is playing golf. So with this time, we're going to combine the two simple statement in order to have a compound statement. The first one is the and statement, P and Q, or statement P and statement Q. It says that it is raining and. Ito siya, no? And. This is your statement P and statement Q. Daisy is playing golf. Next, we have letter B, P or Q. Statement P or statement Q. So for our statement P, it is raining. Or, this is our symbol, no? Or, this is our connective, no? Daisy is playing golf. Next, we have P, no? And then Q. F, P, then Q. Def and then statement. If it is raining, then Daisy is playing golf. Then last, we have your D, negate P, no? We're going to negate your statement P. In order for you to negate the statement, gagawin lang po natin doon, mag-add lang po tayo ng word na not. If this is your original statement, it is raining. And if we're going to negate that, we're going to have it is not raining. So that's now the negation of statement P. If you're going to negate also your statement Q, if this is your original statement, Daisy is playing golf. If we're going to negate that, we have Daisy is not playing golf. So that's the way how we're going to combine two simple statements in order for us to have a compound statement. So next you have your D, truth table. What are the procedures and things to remember before you're going to conduct or draw a truth table? First, we have your D, negation. We say negation, their connective or logical operator is the word not. It expresses the opposite truth value. So we have your statement P. What we're going to do is we're going to negate your statement P. So if the original statement is true, and if we're going to negate that one, then we're going to have a false statement. If the original statement is false, and if we're going to negate that one, then we're going to have true statement. This is the opposite of the truth value. This is your truth value, which is true and false. Okay? And if we're going to negate that, it is the opposite. Kaya meron tayong true, false, false, true. Next, you have your D, conjunction. So the connector or the logical operator is AND. It says that it is true only when both statements are true. Okay? So this is your truth table. So before you're going to fill up or answer the question here, the word there is AND statement, P and Q, we must know how to draw or create truth table. The formula there is 2 raised to n. N represents the number of variables. By this time, we have 2 variables. Your statement P and statement Q. So if we're going to use that formula, 2 raised to n is equal to 2, 2 raised to 2, then we're going to have 4. Which means you're going to have 4 rows po. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the first procedure. If we have 3 variable, statement P, statement Q, statement R, then we have 2 raised to 3, then we're going to have 8 rows po siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So that's the first step. How are you going to make a truth table? Next, are going to fill up the first and second column. Dito, yung first column is always true, true, and then we have false, false. Whereas, In the second column, we have true, false, true, false. So if we have three variables, true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. Second column, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Okay? So now we're going to have the and statement. Statement P and statement Q. Okay? It says that if we're going to combine the two statements, the results will be true only when both statements are true. So we have true, true, then we have true. True, false, false po siya, false, true, false pa rin po siya, false, false, then we have false pa rin po siya. Okay? So next we have your disjunction. We have the or statement. So we have again two variable P and Q. So we have 2 raised to 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So it says that if we're going to have or statement is false only when both statements are false. The statement A and the statement B are false. So we have true, true, true siya, true, false, true pa rin, false, true, true pa rin siya, false, false, and then we are going to have the false. It is the opposite of the and statement. Okay? Next, you have your D, conditional statement. The F and then statement. So again, we have two variable P and Q. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So we're going to use the if and then statement. It says that for the F and then the statement is false only when the antecedent, the first column, is true and the component, the second column, is false. So we have this your first column antecedent is true, and then the second column is false. Then we're going to have an output which is false. So we have true, 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 false, then we have false. First statement is true, second statement is false, so we have false. False, true, true pa rin, false, false, true pa rin po siya. Okay? So that's your conditional statement. Next, you have your D by conditional statement. If and only if. Okay? Sabi dito, is true only if the component statement have the same truth value. Okay? If they have the same truth value, not true value, no? Truth value. So we have your statement P and Q. True, true, the same truth value. That is true and true. So we have true. True, false, that the same truth value. We have false. False, true, we have false. False, false, the same truth value, which is false. Kaya, true pa rin po siya. Okay? So that's the way we're going to construct truth table and we're going to fill up truth table. So we have now your applications. The truth table. The formula for constructing truth table, we have 2 raised to n. Okay, so statement A and statement B, 2 raised to 2, we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, we have first condition, A or B. So you see A and B, so we're going to have the AND statement. So in your AND statement is true only when both statements are true. So true, true, true po siya, true, false, false po siya, false, true, false pa rin po siya, false, false, false pa rin po siya. So that's your AND statement. Next, you have your second questions, A or B. Pag or statement po siya, magiging false lang po siya if both statement are false. Okay? So, true, true, true pa rin siya. True, false, true pa rin po siya. False, true, true pa rin po siya. False, false, then we're going to have your false. That's the OR statement. Next column, we have your D. If A, then B. We have your D conditional statement. If A, then B. It says that using the conditional statement, magiging false lang po siya if the first statement is true, then the second statement is false. So we have true, 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 false. We are going to have false. First statement is true, second statement is false, so we have false. False, true, true pa rin po siya. False, false, true pa rin po siya. Okay? Next, we have the biconditional statement. The if and only if. It says that sa biconditional, magiging true lang po siya, okay, if they have the same truth value. Okay? So, true, 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 false, false pa rin po siya, false, true, false, 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 then we have true. True po siya. Okay? And last column, we have A, negation of statement A. So if we're going to negate your statement A, we're going to have the first column. We're going to negate that, sabi po niya, it is the opposite of the truth value. So the opposite ng true is false, opposite ng true is false, opposite ng false is true, opposite ng false is true. Okay? So we can have another column, no? We're going to have the negation of your statement B, negate statement B, i-negate natin yan. So it is the opposite of the truth value. True magiging false, false magiging true, true magiging false, false magiging true. Okay, so that is your truth table. So remember, we have your the and, the or, if and then, if and only if, then the negation. Next, we have the conjunction, the statements P and Q is the statement P and Q, and it's denoted by P and Q. The statement P and Q is true only when both P and Q are true. Okay? Tulad po yung ginawa po natin kanina. The disjunction, the statements P and Q is the statement P or Q and is denoted by P or Q. The statement P or Q is true only when at least one of them is either P or Q is true. Next, you have the negation of a statement. The statement P is the statement not P. And it's denoted by this symbol, negative P. The negation of P is true only when P is false. And the negation of P is false only when P is true. It is the opposite of the truth value. The implication or conditional is the statement if P, then Q, and is denoted by P, tapos may arrow po dito. Tag po doon, P implies Q. The statement P, arrow to the Q, is often read as P implies Q. And we have said in section 1.1 that P implies Q is false only when your first statement is true and the second statement is false. Okay, next. Another example. Construct a truth table for the formula. This is our formula. Negative P and quantity P implies Q. So this is our requirement. So again, we have two variables, P and Q. So we are going to have 4 rows po siya. 1, 2, 3, 4. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false po siya. Okay? So, first condition is negative P. Okay? So if we're going to negate your P, we have statement P, no? Opposite of the truth, so true magiging false po siya. True, magiging false. False, magiging true. False, magiging true. Okay? So that's now the negation of your statement P. Next, we have your if P, then Q. Or P implies Q. In our conditional statement, sabi niya, is false only when the first statement is true and the second statement is false. So, true, true, true po siya. True, false, magiging false po siya. False, true, we have true. False, false, we have true. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong negation, ska P implies Q. Next, we're going to answer the formula. Negative P and P implies Q. Okay? So, sabi doon, pag ginamit natin yung end statement, is true only when both statement is true. Or both statements are true, no? Negative P and P implies Q. Okay? So, ang basis po natin sa column 3 at column 4. Magiging true lang po siya pag yung dalawang statement ay true po sila. False, true, false po siya. False, false, false po siya. True, true, true po siya. True, true, magiging true po siya. So that is our truth table for this formula. Okay? Next, we have your D, tautology and contradictions. A tautology is a compound statement S that is true for all possible combinations of truth values of the component statements that are part of S. Okay? And also, a contradiction is a compound statement that is false for all possible combinations of truth value of the component statements that are part of S. So by this time, we're going to have your D, tautology. Okay? We have your example. Show that P implies Q or Q implies P is tautology. When we say tautology, dapat lahat ng statement natin is true for all possible combinations of truth value. So, dapat magiging true po sila. Yung magiging sagot po natin. So, dito we have our problem. P implies Q or Q implies P. So, again, we have two variables, P and Q. So, we have 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we have true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. Okay? So, first requirement, P implies Q. So, that is the conditional statement. Magiging false lang po siya if the first statement is true, the second statement is false. So, we have true, 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 false, 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 true, true, false, false, true. So, ito yung first statement is true, second statement is false, so we have false. Next, Q implies P. So, pabaliktad po tayo. Ito yung magiging first statement natin, ito yung magiging second statement natin. So, true, 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 false, true, true. First statement is true, second statement is false, so we have false. False, false, then we have true. The next, we have the OR statement. Pag OR statement po siya, sabi niya, magiging false lang po siya if they have the same false value. Okay? So, ang basis po natin, column 3 and column 4. True, 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 false, true, 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 false, true, 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 true. And it shows that all the formula is always true. That is tautology. Okay? Pag titingnan po natin, from the final answers, all answers are true. Okay? So that is true for